Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be wasting what remaining gold I have left on my account to get my hands on the Kari. This is a vehicle that I did not purchase when it was released due to the fact of having it on my press account. But I am trying to catch up on tanks I have not purchased on my main account. So I am going to be finishing off this draw today, hopefully being able to get it. I mean, there's only 3 stages left, but oh my god, my luck is terrible. It's a 50-50 Bro, are you really telling me I'm gonna have to buy another? I swear, please give me the tank in this crate, Wargaming, please. Oh man, alright, well, oh, we got 1,000 gold from that crate. Okay, well, that's not terrible. How much gold do I have? I have 1,187, so I need an additional 700 gold to get my hands on the vehicle. The good news is I've got like some useless tier 3s, so like how much can we sell an SU-76I for? Probably a decent amount of gold. There you go, 1,000. That'll get the job done now, and I don't really care about tier 3 too much anyway. Boom. Finally got my hands on the Type 5 Kari. I had to literally complete the entire draw. The best way to describe draws are, you're going to have to spend a lot of gold on them. I know that there are some people out there that have gotten incredibly lucky with draws, but 99% of the time you're going to have to spend all of your gold on the draw to guaranteed get the tank. So we're going to now equip this vehicle, and I am going to be running food and fuel. When it comes to our ammunition loadout, we're going to be doing 10 premium ammo, 10 high explosive, and a 35 standard, as that should be plenty to get the job done. And we are going to obviously fully equip the vehicle, running calibrated shells, refined gun, defense system, improved assembly, toolbox, engine accelerator, high-end consumables, and camouflage net. You should always be running camo net on your tank destroyers due to the way Wargaming has buffed it. It's just an absolutely massive buff for TDs. Final thing I need to do is change my loadout on this vehicle, and there you go. We are now fully equipped on our Type 5 Kari. The reason I was willing to spend over 15,000 gold to get my hands on this tier 8 tank destroyer is because I actually really like it. You know, normally I don't care too much about tier 8s, but this is one that I really enjoy. It takes the characteristics of the tier 10 Hori and puts them in a tier 8. For example, the alpha damage is nice. You know, the tech tree tier 8 Hori has 400 damage per shot, and the premium has 340. It's average damage output for a 400 alpha gun. This tank has 440 damage per shot, which allows it to outtrade opponents easier. But as well, it features only 15 damage drop-off when loading gold. This tank has 425 damage on the premium. And that's really nice, because it means you're able to even outtrade your opponents when loading premium ammunition. Pair that with the over 300 millimeters of gold pen, and you're not going to struggle to penetrate anything in front of you. Pair that with decent mobility and solid accuracy, and you've got a recipe for quite a dangerous vehicle. Now we have the enemy Hori, or not Hori, sorry, the Progetto in the back, and I'm just going to aim it on his tank. We're going to load a gold shell to guarantee the pen, but great example there where you don't really lose too much damage when loading the gold. I still guarantee the pen on the Progetto, and it just makes life a lot easier, and it's where I really like this tank. It also has a 10-second reload, which is really nice because 10 seconds is the perfect time to wait for your tank to be undetected. So we're going to aim it on the Eagle, and there you go. Look at that. Nice 440 shot straight into his turret cheek. So already we've gotten 2 nasty shells out into our opponents. Looks like our team is going to be pushing the Eagle 7, and I'm just going to chill right back in this bush. Eagle 7's going to have to back up because his game's basically over, and look at that. Another snap into the enemy Progetto, and I don't think he's enjoying our company. We've already dealt 1,300 damage this game. We can see the 53 TP crossing, but what I'm going to do is aim it on the G-Sor, and there you go, 405. Bit of a low roll, but still a pen. I'll take it. Not too bad at all. I actually should have stayed passive this game because the enemy team's playing really aggressive over here, but we're going to put on our reticle calibration, and nah, I should have just waited, but it doesn't matter too much. We're just going to reload, and by the time we get our shell back, we should be undetected as it is. So let's poke this, and let's see. We have the 53. There you go. Nice shot right into his hatch for 457 damage. That now elevates us over 2,000. And because of this little bush here, it's actually giving us that cover that we do need. So we're kind of just chilling here. Ooh, look at that. Nice HE into the WZ-132. 536 damage into his tank. We're going to reload one more shell, and I'm just going to drive right over. You know, normally I don't always do this, but it's worth it because we'll just clear his tank. I was hoping we could get the HE out. We weren't able to, but still a pretty nasty clear nonetheless. We have the enemy Progetto, which I'm going to load an HE in. Aw, it missed by just a slight amount, which meant we weren't able to pen the HE on him. But at the end of the day, I don't really care too much. We're going to ignore you. We're going to load an HE into the rear of the enemy, and we're now going to push the Tiger. The Skoda T56 is actually... Oh, no, don't kill me, don't kill me. I believe... Aw, Sag. He's able to hit the shell on our upper plate. I actually thought he was aiming in on our superstructure. Doesn't really make too much of a difference, though. This was a very solid game. We were able to get out a lot of damage and really showcase where the Kari is super nice. It's not a frontline tank. It's definitely a midline vehicle, but that's okay. Midline is still good enough to get the job done in most situations. So we did 3,560 damage. We aced the tank. We got a high caliber, which means we're going to be sitting at, yeah, a pretty whopping 150,000 credits for that battle. So let's do one more game in the Kari. Let's see if it can continue to keep up the good work we had in our first battle. We have quite a few tier 8s this game, and all of them are quite strong. They have a Progetto, STG, AMX 1390, that is 3 mediums, and something we will definitely have to keep in mind. Okay, well, I am going to position my tank into this bush over here, and we'll see if we can get any shells out from the enemy mediums. I think, personally, the mediums are the big threat this game. I saw that bush getting knocked down in the back, and I'm actually going to take a blind shot at it, because why wouldn't I? I mean, if the bush got knocked down, there's definitely something back there, right? Well, we got one blind shell fired, and we got the Progetto. I'm going to take one more shot at that bush back there, just because it doesn't really hurt to, right? So let's just chill back and cover, and we can see, oh, we got the shark in the crossing, who, there you go, nice 433 shot. Maybe it was the Sama that had actually gone back there. I mean, doesn't make too much of a matter right now, because we're just kind of, we're fine here. You know, we got the Progetto in the back, and the Sama's bled a pretty solid amount just crossing there. And I'm just kind of hoping that maybe the Progetto or somebody makes a bad maneuver here. Maybe the Kara will push into the open, but I feel like at some point somebody's going to make a bad move that we'll be able to punish them for. We have the Shark all the way in the back. Oh, we got a blind shot on us from the WZ Blaze, but there you go. 470 damage shell into the Shark. We are still not spotted. A great example of why Camo Net's so important. You'll also notice that we had a little damage flag that came up and said we've actually dealt upwards of 1,300, which means we 100% blind fired that Blaze on the enemy team. So we get one shell out, which is pretty good, and now what we're going to do is we're going to maneuver this way. We're going to aim it on the STG, and we're going to load in an HE. Oh, really? You'll notice I really tried pre-aiming that high explosive, and the reason why is because this tank's HE has awful, awful shell velocity. It's actually like one of the worst shell velocities in the game. It's a bit disappointing, to be completely real, but it is something you will have to live with when driving this tank. Well, we get a nice shell into the enemy Progetto. Tracking him allows our team to actually finish him off, and we didn't get spotted from that either, which is pretty solid when you think about it. Our KV-3 is sitting in the base cap, which is not entirely helpful, but oh well. We have the enemy Shark in the back, and I'm hoping that he's going to poke this, which allows us to get a 465 damage shell into his tank. The Skoda is still alive, which is pretty impressive when you actually think about it. We are going to aim in on the Shark once again, get another nice 400 damage roll, and that places us over 3,000 damage at this point. We're going to wiggle. We don't get a bounce, but loading a gold shell. Oh, I did not think he was going to do that. I thought he was going to keep backing up, but he actually just drove right into the wall. Alright, well, at this point, with the way that everything is unfolding in this battle, there's only a couple seconds left in the game, so we're going to load in an HE and aim it on the side of the STG. Aw, again, that STG got really lucky. Doesn't matter, though. We won on base cap, so I figured I might as well just rush as quickly as I could. So, there you go. A pretty good game again for the Kari. We did over 3,000 damage. But you will notice that the HE shell velocity is a massive, massive problem on the tank. Like, it has good HE damage, and we did good this game, 3,500, but, yeah, the HE shell velocity is terrible, and it really sucks because the damage output on the HE is 570. Like, that's a huge chunk, but it's very tricky to lead the shot. I mean, you saw how much I led that shell on the STG the first time I fired, and it still hit the back of his tank and ended up not penning. So it's something that you do have to remember. I would have done an additional like 500 damage that game if I had just fired standard shells. But everything else about the tank is great, and because of that, it does allow it to feel incredibly enjoyable. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Kari. I really like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!